Hello, good morning. Okay, this is Mithun Raj signing from Cochin, Kerala. Of course, this part of the world. And today, I would like to use this screen to take this class because it's regarding some part from biology. It will be not that much easy to take in a board. Okay, because this is Corona time and some of the charts and pictures I don't have. So later, anyway, we'll try to provide all those things. But for this particular some portion only, first we will go with this on-screen class. After that, we will go for the ordinary old classes. Okay. So last time we already conducted one revision, not revision, an introduction regarding this chapter, life process. Okay, in this chapter mostly what all things we are going to study. These are the main parts which is given here. Okay, these are things what we are going to study in this chapter. So basically the first part of this chapter is about the continuation nutrition. This is about the nutrition and some activities are there regarding nutrition. Then we will go for human digestion. You already studied about human digestion in your smaller classes, but in this 10th standard you will study it in details. Okay, what all things are happening in our human body regarding our digestion. Totally, we will go through that. Totally, okay. After that, respiration. Okay, there is a lots of confusion between this respiration and human digestion regarding the 10th standard students. So, actually, what is this respiration and what is human digestion? Anyway, in detail, we are going to study that. But tell me, what is the difference between them? First of all, digestion means what all food we are consuming, it is changed into small molecules. Okay, so what is the need of digestion? The food we are consuming, we cannot take it as it is into our bloodstreams. Whenever the food reaches our bloodstream, that is called as energy. But human digestion system does not give us energy. Understand? There's lots of students who wrote that in which process we are getting energy. They wrote that digestion. But it is wrong. It is completely wrong. This digestion process won't give us energy. Okay. It only what it does, it makes the complex molecules. Okay. You have seen the food we are eating. It is a big pieces, isn't it? As per regarding the size of a cell, size of an atom or molecule, the food we are eating, it's very big. So during this digestion, what is happening? The food, that bigger particles of food what we are eating, it is made into simple particles. Simple particle means small particles. Exactly what is happening? What all food we are eating, it is changed into glucose, amino acid and fatty acid. So that directly our blood can absorb that and make energy. Okay, in the second case, there is respiration. That absorption and converting it into energy is occurred here. Mostly respiration, basically it occurs inside a cell. Okay, inside each and every cell, and the energy produced is stored in which part of the cell? Anyone? You have already studied in 9th standard. Yes, it is mitochondria. Mitochondria, also known as the powerhouse of our body. Mitochondria stores that energy which we are getting after from digestion and respiration, some activity. After that we will discuss about that. The next one is about the transportation. Anyway, the food we are eating it through our mouth, is it? And the food get digested inside our stomach and small intestine, no doubt about that. And the waste, all those things are being transmitted through our large intestine and it reaches our anus and we just eject it out. Okay, eject it out. So tell me that the energy which is inside our small intestine, not energy, those small particles, small molecules of food like amino acids, glucose and fatty acid which is inside our small intestine, how this energy is taken to different parts of our body. Ever guessed how that thing is called as transportation? What is the meaning of transportation? carrying of goods from one place to another. In this case, they are carrying mostly energy. Hmm? Oxygen is carried throughout our body. Carbon dioxide is carried throughout our body. These particles of amino acids, fatty acids, and also glucose is also transported throughout our body. Hmm? These all things mostly it is done through blood. Okay, and that blood is being transported throughout our body with an organ called as our heart. Heard about our heart? In which part of your body is heart, right or left? Basically, in human beings, heart is in the left part of our chest, and the basic job of this heart is to pump the blood. This is another thing which is not regarding all these portions, but the blood pressure. Blood pressure of our body. What is the pressure which is our heart maintaining to pump this blood throughout our body? And this is also important for human beings because this pressure exerted by this heart must be at a particular point. Understand? It must not cross that limit. If it cross that limit or it will come down that limit, both situations are very dangerous for us. Okay? High blood pressure and low blood pressure. The normal blood pressure and all, and how to take this blood pressure using that apparatus, all we will study in this chapter. And the same thing, transportation in plants. How it is happening in the plants. Anyway, there is no blood cells there. Can you see any heart in plant? No. So how these nutrients from the roots and all, leaves, sunlight and all, how it is transported throughout the body. And this transpiration is just like respiration. Okay? Like human beings need oxygen, plants will take carbon dioxide. So that also we will discuss. The next one is excretion. And another part where these students will have a lot of problem. The excretion means it is not the after byproduct of human digestion. Understand? What all things we are ejecting out of our anus after digestion. Okay? What all things we are ejecting out of the anus, it is not called as excretion. It is only ejection. Okay? Throwing out something. Throwing out what all things are remaining after digestion. Means some lots of unwanted things are there in our food. Some waste materials are there. That we will dispose it. That is called as ejection, not excretion. Excretion means actually removal of the waste which is produced after this respiration, especially through the blood. After that, blood is converted into, the waste is converted into urine and it is excreted out. Isn't it? So, excretion, human excretory system means kidneys, urinary bladder and all. Okay? And we will study about nephron, one of the important part of our excretory system. So that's the chapter. It's a bit long chapter, so we will take some more time for this. Okay? Because why I will tell this, lots of questions from this chapter will be asked for your NEET exams. Okay? When you are going to appear for your NEET exams, lots of questions will ask from this chapter because it is about basic about our human body, mostly about human body, and also something regarding plants and all. So let us start. Before that, not only for NEET exams, you are in JEE exam also 25% biology part is there. So that also questions from this side will ask. And all the competitive exams, this is the basic about our human body regarding simple things. It is daily things happening in our body or not. Everything is happening. Nutrition, we need nutrition, we are eating food. Digestion, every time it is happening. Respiration, each and every moment we are doing that. Transportation of blood 24/7. From the day we are born, when the day we are like a fetus inside the mother's womb, inside the mother's uterus, from that day itself, the transportation of blood is going through our body. Isn't it? The same time, excretion also daily. Without excretion, can you imagine? Just imagine, without excretion of urine, can you live one day? No, it will be very difficult. So all these things are daily happening in our body, and it is very important for us to stay alive. That's why it is called as what? Life processes of human body, humans, and also at the same time of the animals also. Understand? So let us start with the definition for life process. So one more question. So the process in which living organisms perform maintenance functions are called life process. Or in simple we can say the process by which human beings maintains, not only human beings, living organisms maintain their life. Okay, the process in which living organisms maintain their life, it is called as life process. Okay, regarding human body, most of the life process are like that, like nutrition, digestion, especially the nutrition, digestion parts comes inside nutrition, then respiration, then transportation, then excretion. Okay, one more process is there, reproduction, that we will study in the second part. Okay, it's a big chapter, so if we include that also in this chapter, it will become a huge chapter. That's why it is a different part. So the first part is digestion. Okay, the first part is digestion or nutrition, the food we are taking inside, and after that it is converted into small particles so that it is easily absorbed by the blood. And after that, what is happening? Respiration is happening. Okay, the oxygen, which is okay, that it will be difficult if I tell that now. What we will do, we will start with the first one. So you heard about this diffusion process, isn't it? Diffusion process. There's a lots of organisms which uses this diffusion to meet the oxygen requirements. Okay, because they have only one cell and they directly absorb this oxygen from the atmosphere. Isn't it? Can you say that human beings are doing the same? Anyway, oxygen content in the atmosphere is very high. So can you just absorb that oxygen into our body? It's impossible, isn't it? Because we are multicellular organisms. Okay, we are multicellular organism. Multicellular means the organism which has two or more cells. Okay, two or more cells. In the case of humans, there are billions and trillions of cells in our body. So multicellular organism such as human beings possess complex body design. We have a complex body design, isn't it? How many types of organs are there in our body? Lots. Each and every organs have its own duty. So there is a millions and billions of neurons, bone cells, muscle cells, blood cells, brain cells, isn't it? So it is a complex body design. Multicellular organisms are not in direct contact with the outside environment. Each our internal organs are directly in contact with this environment. Now, anyway, you know that the oxygen we are breathing, it reaches the cell, isn't it? In that cell, it is converted into energy and stored in mitochondria. Just imagine that all the cells of us is at the surface of our body. What will happen? Any need of respiration? No. Because if all the cells of our human body was in the surface, there will not be need of this respiration, because directly from the atmosphere our cell can absorb oxygen, isn't it? But only skin cells are outside our human body, not outside, sorry, at the surface of our human body. And most of the cells like blood cells, brain cells, muscle cells, bone cells, almost all other cells are inside our body. So for the correct working of those organs, these cells must get oxygen inside our body. Understand? So diffusion is not practical for multicellular organism. So the criteria rules, or how we can define that an organism is live. Visible movements such as walking, breathing or growing is generally used to decide whether something is alive or not. Okay, it's a common thing. If somebody is running, somebody is walking, we can say that he or she is alive. It's a common sense. Presence of life process is a fundamental criterion that can be used to decide whether something is alive or not. This daily process, for example, respiration, like first step is breathing oxygen through our nose or mouth. Isn't it? If we are breathing, we can say that we are alive. Alright or not? The last class I discussed about that pulse rates, what the doctors are using. These pulse rates also they are using to make sure that the patient is dead or alive. If pulse is gone means you are gone, gone out of this world, my kids. So make sure that your pulse is going on. This pulse is the same as the heartbeat. Okay, it's a small wave which is coming from the heart. So these are some of the criteria, some of the observation we are using so that we can conclude that a person or an organism is living or not. But in the case of trees, what we will look? Mostly if the tree is green, we can conclude that it is alive, isn't it? But in the case of animals, mostly if it is moving, we can make sure that it is alive. But what about these viruses? What about this virus? A common virus does not show any symptoms that it is alive. Okay? But if it comes in touch with our cells, the viruses need a host to live. Especially this coronavirus and all. When we just look it through a microscope, we cannot see anything. We can see the virus, but we cannot see any life process going on inside that virus. Understand? So, when it comes in contact with human cells, okay, human cells or any other plant or any other animal cells, it becomes the host. Our human body is a host for the virus, same like the corona. Okay, so inside that, once it has the contact with another animal cell or plant cell, then it will start to show these types of life processes. Okay, these are the processes essential for maintaining maintaining life: nutrition, respiration, transportation, reproduction, and excretion. Okay, these we will study anyway. These four is the main part. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 parts are there, and each part is very, very, very important. Okay, the case of nutrition, there is a diagram, digestive system or alimentary canal of our human body. Respiration, mostly that question won't ask. That is a bit difficult, but we will make it simple. Transportation, very important. Diagram of heart, very important, very important. This year also the same question came. Reproduction is the next chapter. Excretion, human excretory system also is an important diagram. At the same time, the structure of nephron which is in our human excretion system, that is also very important from this part. And all these things can be asked as essay. Explain the human excretory system with the help of a diagram. Explain the human transportation system with the help of a diagram. Explain the respiration system. Mostly respiration system uses one mark questions. Very difficult questions will come. Twisty questions. Nutrition. Explain the human digestive system with the help of a neat diagram. So these are the 4 parts, and both essay questions and all are there. I think 6 marks comes from this chapter. 6 marks. No options included, 8. So it's an important chapter, and if we go very deeply, once we go very deeply, it will be very easy for you. Okay, some of the new words and all are there in this chapter. Anyway, we will go through that. Anyway, we will go through that. After finishing all those things, it will be not that much difficult for you. The first one is nutrition. It is the definition for nutrition. The process of obtaining energy through consumption of food is called nutrition. Okay, the process of obtaining energy through consumption of food. So anyway, we need energy to live. Am I right? So we need to consume a lots of food. Daily we need energy. So we are eating a lots of food. That process is called as what? Nutrition. Understand? Nutrition, what all things we eat: rice, bananas, vegetables, fruits, meat, egg, milk, fish. What all things? Okay? What all things we are consuming daily, those are called, which are useful for us for getting energy through food, is called as nutrition. So the first one is about autotrophic nutrition. Auto means what? Auto we are traveling? No. Auto means automatic. Autotrophic nutrition means if the organism prepares its own food. Okay, the mode of nutrition in which an organism prepares its own food, it is called as autotrophic nutrition. Can you say an example? Of course, the example is green plants. It is already written here. Green plants and blue-green algae are examples for autotrophs. Mostly what all things we see around us which is green in color, okay? Living organisms. I am not telling about green car or green bike. Living organisms which are green in color, they are able to prepare their own food. What is that process called? Anyone? Okay, photosynthesis is the process. We studied it in 6th standard, I think. 6th standard. Okay, now we will study it in details. Okay, green plants and blue-green algae are examples of autotrophs. Are human beings autotroph? What nutrition we are getting? Is it autotrophic nutrition? No. So let us see. This is the photosynthesis. 1 second. Where is our human beings nutrition? I will just check one time. This is the type of nutrition what we are getting. Okay, heterotrophic nutrition means we are depending on other organisms or plants. Let's see. The type of nutrition in which organisms are dependent on other organisms for their food requirement is called as heterotrophic nutrition. Very good example is human being, animals, dog, cow, fungus, bacteria, even amoeba, okay, they are all paramecium, all these organisms which are depending upon others for their food. They are called as what? They are called as heterotrophic nutrition. Let's start with autotrophic nutrition. Okay, it's a simple process. First one is photosynthesis, very important. Okay, photosynthesis, very important. So actually we can say that this is the base. This is the base of everything. If there was no photosynthesis, what would have been happened? These things you studied about. I think in 6th standard you already studied about this. This is a main base of autotrophic nutrition. Photosynthesis is the main base of autotrophic nutrition. If just imagine if there is no oxygen in the atmosphere, what will happen to us? Tell me what will happen to us. Anyway, we can start this autotrophic nutrition in next class. Before that, you must tell what will happen if there was no oxygen. Tell. Anyway, it will be very difficult for us to breathe, isn't it? Anything else? Anything else will happen if there is no oxygen? Animals will die. Without oxygen, how the animals can survive? It is impossible for them to survive without oxygen. Anything else? Nothing, only that much. Okay, just I will tell. So if there was no oxygen in the human body, what must have happened? We will die. We will die. So the oxygen in the atmosphere is being balanced because of this process called as photosynthesis. Okay, this is the main process through which the oxygen in the air is balanced. Because during photosynthesis, these plants will take in what? They will take in carbon dioxide with the presence of sunlight and water, and they will change it into what? Oxygen and food. They will change it into glucose, which is absorbed by the plants itself, and also this oxygen is released into the atmosphere as a byproduct, and that atmospheric oxygen is very important for us. Okay, so we will see you in next class. Till then, okay, fine.